Hey everybody, I hope everybody's doing well. We are back today and I thought we would shoot a little bit different of a video today. I was kind of wanting to do a video kind of going over some of the basics of ultralight creek fishing, right? Like I'm talking the real small creeks. We're gonna be wading, maybe taking some small kayaks down, you know, the small stuff. So I've got some lures laid out here that are kind of like your household lures that, you know, you can pretty much go to any Walmart or sporting goods store and get these type of lures. Kind of how I fish them with my setups, with the line, all that kind of stuff. We're gonna go over all that. And so right off the bat, I wanna get into the setups, right? So for these small creeks, I like having an ultralight setup, no bigger than 6 foot. This is my TFO here on the Fluger President, and this is a 6 foot ultralight right here. Great rod, I used that one for a long time. 6 foot's a good all around rod, you can do a lot with that. I did end up getting a new setup, which I recently just did a video on, and we downsized a little bit. We went with the St. Croix Panfish series. This is a 5.4 ultralight on the President XT. I'm running 4-pound line on here. So we even went a little bit smaller than the 6 foot, but really for those small creeks, I would say 6 foot and below is what I like personally. I think it works really well and it's easy to maneuver in those tight places and whatnot. But yeah, as far as line goes, when you're throwing, you know, the smaller lures, right? When you're throwing the 1 in 16th ounce, the 1 in 18th ounce, the 1 in 32s, the 1 in 64s, I like to go no heavier than 4 pound. You can go up to 6, but I find that it really makes a big difference on the 4 pound casting wise, as opposed to going on the 6 pound for those small lures. You can even go down to 2 pound. I've used 2 pound before, and 2 pound cast great, but it comes with some other issues as well with being such a light line. But yeah, I would recommend probably, you know, around that 4 pound line range on these ultralight setups. And then once again, this is just kind of like my preferences on how I fish these creeks and kind of like how I like to do it. So I just thought I would share some tips and insight on that, right? So lures, right? So I got a variety of different lures here that I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen at any of y'all's, you know, Walmarts or Dick's Sporting Goods or Academy, just any of those places. Obviously, one of my favorite household name brands is the Mepps. And I've actually got here the 1 in 18th ounce. This is their Aglias, which is pretty much just a rooster tail. And I've never used the 1 in 18th before. The lowest I went with them is the 1 in 12th, so got even smaller this time. So we will be doing videos over these. That's a great lure to use in creeks, right? Any kind of rooster tail, it doesn't have to be Mepps. It can be, you know, like I see I got the Wardens here. It can be the Wardens or it can be the Panther Martins. So I've never actually personally even used a Panther Martin, but I've heard a lot of good things and I've used plenty of inline spinners. So I am looking forward to trying these. I'll be doing videos over these Panther Martins as well. I got this one in a 1 in 16th ounce right here. And this one in a 1 in 32 ounce. So this one's real small. This one's gonna kill the small fish out there. This is gonna be a good one to use. So looking forward to using those. You know, beetle spins. We know everybody's used beetle spins, right? We got the white one here. We got the yellow one here. Both of these are in 1 in 32 ounce. Yeah, both of these are 1 in 32 ounce. So that's my favorite size beetle spin for small creeks. I'm not the biggest beetle spin guy. I much prefer a rooster tail over a beetle spin, but I know a lot of people love beetle spins and they catch plenty of fish. So, you know, they're definitely considered, you know, a classic creek lure, right? And of course you got the Wardens. These are 1 in 16th ounce right here, which this is the original, you know, rooster tail right here. I've caught a lot of fish on these. I don't like them as much as I like the Mepps. Right, so you got the Wardens and you got the Mepps. This is a 1 in 16th, this is a 1 in 12th. I just think the quality of the Mepps is built better, but they are more expensive too, so, you know, there's that. But yeah, Wardens, I mean, these are everywhere. They catch fish anywhere, you know. Everybody's used the Wardens original rooster tail. Always gotta have some of those in your collection. I went over the ultralight, so here's a Mepps lure right here. This is a 1 in 18th ounce. This is called the Comet Minnow, right? By Mepps here. This is, I can already tell this is gonna be a great small creek lure. I've never personally used this one either. My brother has, and he says it's a really great lure. He loves it. And so when I was making my order with Mepps, I was like, okay, let's throw one in there. for those small creeks, the kind of stuff that I'm gonna be doing with it, I feel like that's gonna do good. So that's the Mepps Comet Minnow there. This was just the regular Mepps Aglia. This is the 1 in 12. That's one of my favorite colors right there too. I've used this one, I can't tell you how many times. Let's get into the trout magnet, right? So once again, I got the little trout magnet neon kit here. And it's got like an assortment of different colors and 1 in 64 ounce jig heads in there. And this is a, I've never personally, at least to my knowledge, used a trout magnet. You know, I've used other really small, you know, soft plastic lures like it, but I don't think I've ever used a trout magnet before, but I know they catch plenty of fish. You know, anything that's that small and that's gonna come in those colors is gonna do great for small creek panfish and stuff like that. So this was another little kit, trout magnet kit I had here. Same thing, 1 in 64 ounce. So never personally used these, but we're gonna be doing a video over these as well. So all these lures, at one point in time or other, you're gonna see in a video, right? So I'm planning on going down to the creek and dedicating a whole video at the creek to each one of these lures. Maybe not like, you know, one over the Fire Tiger Wardens and then one over the white, but like when I take the Wardens out with me, I'll take both of them and then maybe alternate between the two colors while I'm out there at the creek. Same thing with the Mepps, but like with different lures like the Comet Minnow, it'll have its own video. The Beetle Spin, you know, the Panther Martin, you know, so. But anyway, so yeah, so the trout magnet, once again, never used it myself, at least to my knowledge, but I've used other similar small plastic type lures and I know how well they work in creeks. So excited to try this out and give this a go. I know it's gonna catch a ton of fish. The Rebel Crick Hopper, here's another one that if I have used, it's been a long time. I did have one in my tackle box. It was the yellow one. So maybe sometime long ago I used it, but I can't really remember. So we are gonna do a video over the good old crick hopper here. Once we get a little bit later in the season and we get more insects coming out, falling on the top of the creeks and stuff, I'm really gonna hammer this one. I bet this is gonna be good. So we're gonna make a video over that Rebel Crick Hopper there. This is the Fire Tiger color. And what's the, no, it doesn't say, but yeah, so that's a classic lure though. I know a ton of people who fish creeks love using that, so. And then, what else did we have here? Oh, so these are some of my existing, I got this little kit right here from Mepps. Here's some of my existing, just inline spinners and stuff like that in here. You know, I got different colors, different sizes. You know, here's a little Bobby Garland, slab hunter right there. That's a great little lure right there on a little jig head that catches a bunch of little panfish in the creeks. But yeah, so we're gonna be doing videos over, you know, these different lures. How I fish these lures, so when it comes to the faster moving water, I definitely like using the inline spinners more. I feel like if you can use that spinner with the current, it can work to your advantage. But you can also use soft plastics, toss them into, you know, flowing water and catch fish just like that as well. I've done it both ways. I just find it more enjoyable and more fun to fish that moving water, that current with an inline spinner. The slower pools of water, right? Same thing, you can fish either way. You can throw an inline spinner in there, catch it, or you could throw a little, something like a trout magnet or something like that in there, catch fish. In the slower pools, especially in the later part of the season, later part of the summer when it's really hot and the fish are down deeper, I definitely switch over from the inline spinners and I really start using more of the soft plastics, right? The small soft plastics for the creeks to let it get down, a little bit slower presentation. The fish are a little bit more lethargic that part of the year. But in this time that we're in right now, you know, March, April, May, you know, they're gonna be hitting spinners like crazy. The water temperature, you know, it's rising, it's getting right perfect for them. And, you know, they're really gonna be hitting those spinners. They'll also be hitting the soft plastics. It's just kind of one of those things that, you know, a personal preference thing that I like to use those spinners this time of year and in faster flowing water. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to make a quick little video over, you know, some of these household name lures that, you know, you can see anywhere and that you can, you know, really go use it any little creek and catch plenty of fish. So this video was geared towards, you know, kind of real small creek fishing. Like I said, wading and small kayaking. And so for people that are looking for that kind of deal, this is gonna be, you know, kind of up your alley. If I look a little bit sunburned, it's from, I went out to Cassidy Farms you know, shot a video out there and did a lot of fishing the other day, and it was a great day, but definitely got some sun. So, but it was a, you know, the bass were moving, the water's getting warmer and the bass are moving. So, but yeah, like I said, we're gonna have plenty of videos to come over all these different lures, and I'm really excited to get back out there and get to shooting more content. So until we see y'all again, take it easy.